Okay, hi, welcome to my channel. This is my very first video for YouTube. This might be the first time I have ever recorded myself for other people to watch. I've never been real big on that. I don't even really do selfies all that often. Well, you know, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, welcome to my channel where I do crafts and talk about whatever crap I want to talk about. Since this is my first video, I guess I will talk about why the heck I'm doing this when I never record myself. Um, but first, if you would like to work on whatever you're working on while I yak, go ahead and go get your project. And if you are working on something, I would love it if you would tell me what it is. And I have no idea if you can post pictures in YouTube comments, but if you can, show me a picture. I'm working on this. It doesn't look like much right now. It is a cross stitch pattern by Lady Stitchicorn on Etsy. It is called Alien Abduction. Here is a really far away picture of the pattern because I don't want to give away the pattern. Please don't try and steal the pattern. I will link it in the description box when I post this. Hopefully I will remember. Let me write it down. Link pattern. Okay. Anyway, I've got a bunch of notes in my chicken scratch about what I want to talk about while I work on this cross stitch. I'm probably going to take my glasses off and put them back on throughout this whole video. So hopefully this mic is working. Where am I? 2, 3. I don't know if I have enough thread for that. Anyway, so I mentioned in that short I posted a few days ago that I deleted Instagram at the beginning of December because I'm fairly sick of Instagram being literally nothing but ads. Like, remember when people posted like food pictures and like pictures of cats and their outfits of the day? Like, where did that go? I miss that Instagram. I don't miss the Instagram that has me buying new crap every other day when I'm trying to stop spending money. So I deleted it. And then I started watching a lot of YouTube because at least the ads are different. I don't know. I can on YouTube I can kind of skip through the sponsored content messages and videos, which, sorry, but I do. So my brain is not working this morning. So I deleted Instagram, started watching a lot of YouTube, was like, hey, maybe I'll start a YouTube. And here we are. I'm actually recording my first video. I feel so weird right now. This is why I don't normally do this. So why am I doing this? For fun, for shits and giggles. That's really the biggest reason is I thought it sounded like fun, even though I've literally never recorded myself doing anything before. Now I just have to get over the hump of, if this video doesn't turn out exactly the way I want it the very first time is it ever going to see the light of day? We'll see. Hopefully. But I really want to be spending less time looking at dumb crap to spend money on the internet, and more time making stuff. I like making stuff. It makes me happy. It brings me joy. Even when I'm not good at it, I'm better about that than I used to be. Plus, the only way to get good at things is to practice them. So I need to actually do the practicing. So that's why we're here. If you would also like to spend more time doing your crafts, feel free to join me. I don't know, maybe I could do like lives sometime. Is that a thing? Where like we could all like virtually hang out and do crafts together. Like, that sounds wonderful to me. So those two reasons are the biggest reasons, because I want to spend more time working on crafts and I want to have some fun maybe, I don't know, sometime way down the line, probably I'll make a little money off this, but I'm not going to hold my breath. And that's not really the reason why I'm doing it. It would just be a nice bonus. Anyway, it's also a little bit me railing against the dead internet theory because I miss the old internet and I like when it was fun and not just AI crap and commercials. So, yeah, let me get started. I'm not sure I can talk while I do this because I need to cut new thread and figure out what color I need. I need 740. Okay. So, I have been cross stitching since I think my grandmother bought me my first cross stitch kit, and it was like a children's kit. So it was, it had the pattern printed on the fabric, and I think I did that and then didn't pick it up for like 25 years or some ridiculous amount of time after that. And I've only finished two projects, I think, since I really started stitching again. If I think of it / can manage it, I will try and post some pictures like over here or something. My video editing skills are probably not great. That is definitely the part that I am the most nervous about, is trying to actually edit before I post. So, yeah. So I think both, no, the first project I did was this fun little glow in the dark skeleton from Subversive Cross Stitch, whom, if you do cross stitch at all, I'm assuming you've heard of. And it was really cute, but man, Black Ada is the worst, especially when your eyes aren't as good as they used to be. So then I started doing, then I did something out of one of the first book by I don't remember what her real name is, but her Instagram / Etsy is Tuscan Cardinal. So I did one of the patterns out of her first book, and it was quite lovely, and I have it in a frame now. And then I started another one that was also on Black Ada, and I was sitting in here one afternoon trying to work on it, and it was dark green thread on Black Ada, and I think I got about 5 stitches done before I was like, wow, this is making me blind. I need to work on something that's on white Ada for a while. So that's where this comes in. And can I just say, I really hate plastic hoops. It always feels like it's sliding. But it's what I have. So, and yes, I've made it as tight as I can. So, yeah. Anyway, let me get this started and then I will keep yanking. So, turns out right now, so far, about 9 minutes into this video, the hardest part is doing 2 things at once. So, yeah. Well, that's going to annoy the crap out of me. I have to actually count. I try to avoid it as much as possible. 1, 2, 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay. 27. So far, the light in here, it's morning on a Saturday when I am recording this. So far, the light is not too bad. I can actually see where I need to put the needle. So that's always a good thing. Where am I? Crap. There we go. Okay. So like I said, so far the light's not too bad. I will probably need to get more light in here if I keep working slash recording in here, because I would like not to strain my eyes further. But yeah, we'll see. I do have hideous magnifying glasses with light on them that I could put on, and everybody would get a good laugh at, including me, honestly, at how I look in them. So yeah, okay. Fine. I've already forgotten how many stitches I need to do. Anyway, so what else should we talk about? I talked about why. I do have some plans because I did think about this quite a bit, even before I started. I was like, what would I do? What do I want to post on YouTube? And I was like, well, hobbies, because I like my hobbies and I like making stuff. Um, so it took me a while to figure out, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos about like how to start your YouTube channel, what you need to do to start a YouTube channel, how to grow your, all that stuff. And most of that's just selling you stuff, but there were some good tidbits in there. And of course, the one that I'm ignoring the most is, find your niche and stick to it. And, so starting out with cross stitch, I guess I should just cross stitch, but I like doing other stuff. So I'm probably not going to follow that edict, which is why I called the channel Lizzie's Hobbies, because I have many of them. And I like to switch between different things. So I was thinking I'll probably make working on this a series. Because there's no way I'm going to finish it today, because we'd be here. My hands would hurt, my head would hurt, my eyes would hurt. That way lies madness. Have you ever thought about how many cliches you use in a day? Because I feel like I've used like 27 already, and it's only been 13 minutes. Anyway. Lost my train of thought. Oh, plans. Okay, so I'm not gonna only do cross stitch. I also like to knit, although I'm much worse at that than I am at this. I've only ever finished 2 projects, and that was like, I don't know, 6 or 8 years ago. And they were both scarves. Very easy, simple scarves. Last year I tried to knit a hat 3 times. Once I almost finished it, but then I messed up because I'm very bad at DPNs. So I would like to do some knitting. Pardon me. I do have like cowl that I'm working on right now that is very forgiving of all my mistakes. So that's good. I'll probably work on that some. I have patterns and yarn for a couple of like cute little summer tank tops that I'd like to try and do. Hang on, I gotta count. 18. And then I've also recently gotten into, gotten into a new kind of doll. I've always been into dolls. I collect mostly BJDs, which I will not be sharing on here, probably too much. But I started collecting Licca-chan dolls from Japan. And the fun thing about like Japanese folks is they take their dolls seriously, and there are so many craft books for making cute little clothes for your little Licca-chan dolls. and I think I bought all of them. So I want to not buy, I want to start making clothes for these cute little dollies. um, I'm gonna have to count again. Darn it. Okay, note to self: stitching while on camera means I'm going to lose count of my stitches 9 million times. Anyway, so I have a bunch of craft books, a crap load of fabric, and some basic sewing skills. And yes, all of the craft books are in Japanese. So, that should be fun to watch. Because I don't read Japanese. Alright, hang on. Okay, I did not make you watch me count that time. So I'm on 22, so I need 5 more stitches. And then I have to skip a few and do one more, which is always annoying. Just because then you end up with like mess on the back. This is actually the neatest back of a project I've ever had. I think it's because I did what everybody tells you not to do in cross stitch, and I started at the top of the pattern. Normally, you should always start a cross stitch in the middle so that you don't run out of fabric, I guess. But this piece of Ada is like 3 times the size it needs to be because I didn't feel, well, also I thought this was going to be bigger when I bought it, but it's supposed to be like 5 inches square. So yeah, I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm starting at the top. And I've lost count again. Talking and doing, that's going to be something I need to work on. Either that or, start a drinking game. And every time I lose count, take a shot. Don't do that. I do not suggest you do that. All right, hang on. Ha, I was right on the money. 27. And then we skip 4 and do one more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Which is like here, I think. I can't find where I am. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ha! I was exactly right on the first try. Go me. And now I need light again. Shoot. Anyway, so plans. Let's see if I can make it. I don't really have much in the way of a plan yet, other than like, hey, go get your craft and sit with me and craft while I talk about stuff. I don't really, I'm not really intending it to be like a commentary channel. But if you want me to talk about something, I don't know, let me know and I'll try and talk about it. I am a font of useless information. And 2 things I'm really good about are talking out of my ass and being right about stuff. So do with that what you will. Okay, now we go back, and then we managed almost one whole line. At least I don't have to count this time. Anyway, so I thought it would be really cool if, like, eventually I could, like, have guests. I mean, obviously, I'd have to find a different room because this office is tiny, and, oh, by the way, say hi to Frodo. Two Towers is my favorite of the trilogy. So yeah, I'd like to have guests. I do have at least a couple of friends that I can probably con into bringing some crafts over and sitting with me in front of a camera and just, chit chatting about whatever is going on, anything but the state of the world. Because none of us needs that stress while we're trying to craft. And yeah, share it on the internet. I do think it would be cool if YouTube has like a live function. Um, if we could have like a parallel play session where everybody brings their craft and we all hang out, and it'd probably be a lot of dead air, but we could all be virtually hanging out and crafting together, and I like the idea of that. Yeah, so I don't have any like social media for this channel because one of the things I'm trying to do is avoid social media. Hence the oh, haha. So tangent. I like I said, I deleted Instagram off my phone at the beginning of December, and honestly, it was really nice. I didn't try and go cold turkey, but I just checked on my laptop. But you can't post anything to your story when you're on browser, which annoyed the crap out of me. So yesterday afternoon, I caved in and I re-downloaded the app. Even though I'm really ambivalent about it in general. So what I did was like, oh hey, there's this hidden folder at the bottom of my app library. So I know part of the issue with Instagram is it'd be one of those things where I'd be like, okay, get off Instagram. I would close it and then just like 30 seconds later open it up again. So I'm hoping that keeping it in the hidden folder means I won't see the icon all the time and therefore won't theoretically end up spending an hour scrolling through reels, doom scrolling. So we'll see. Anyway, yeah, so I don't have any social media. I refuse to do TikTok, so please don't ask me to do TikTok. I can't. No, it's not happening. I'm too old for that. And too curmudgeonly, if nothing else. Um, I do have an Instagram, but I'm not sure it's current. You don't need to follow me on Instagram. All I do is post memes to my story. I'm only there for crap that makes me laugh. So yeah, there's no social media for this site. And if you know me from elsewhere, no, you don't. And then, so plans, I'm gonna try and post at least twice a month. And I'm gonna aim for like 30-40 minute videos because, I'm not sure people want to watch me show off my cross stitch and chat about. I'm certainly happy to like do some research on stuff and tell people what I've found out, or what I know. You can ask me about my favorite piece of art. You can ask me within reason just about anything. If I'm not going to answer it, I'll just say I'm not going to answer it. But don't be gross. Yeah, so that if there's anything you, my dear watcher, want to see, let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, don't be gross. All like, I don't know, there's like 8 of you actually know me, so I know you won't be. If there's anything you want to see me try and quite possibly fail at, tell me, because it'll be fun for everybody, including me. I do like to laugh at myself. Although bonus points if it doesn't cost me any money, because I'm trying to not do a no buy this year, but to like, I really got to get my shit together as like financially and get my credit cards paid off and stop buying Japanese craft books and fabric and stuff. So yeah. So try not to encourage me to spend money. I do just fine on my own. Anything you want to see? Yeah, bonus points if I don't have to buy anything. I've got lots of yarn. I've got all kinds of, embroidery floss. I would kind of like to learn how to embroider, so maybe I'll do that. Um, Construction paper. I have a crap load of pipe cleaners all of a sudden because I was going to make some fun pipe cleaner Christmas trees, but I didn't do that before the Christmas because I ended up spending most of the last 2 weeks sitting on my butt watching West Wing and or the first season of Deadwood. Um, yeah, I mean anything. Yeah, yeah. So if you would like to come on the channel, there are probably maybe one of you who would do that. Hit me up, let me know. Um, I'm about ready to finish this because it's been almost half an hour and I don't really want to make people watch an hour of me sitting here talking about nothing and cross stitching, which, don't get me wrong, I can talk the leg off a chair. I've kissed the blarney stone. But I'm not sure. I think half an hour of me is probably about enough at a time. I don't know, maybe longer. We'll see. I'm hoping to be able to film outside come spring because I do love to sit on the back porch and read or work on something. Yeah, so I don't know. Anything you want to tell me? Any good book recs? Any good TV? Um, Anything you want me to see or do or craft? Um, yeah, let me know. And do that whole like and subscribe thing. I would really appreciate it. So yeah. Oh, I can't believe how neat the back of this is. I'm so proud. I'm definitely not one of those, there's the cross stitch Reddit where people are always like, look at the back of my cross stitch. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm always like, whatever. Mine looks a mess and I don't care. Nobody's going to look at it except me. But yeah, so it's neat to have one that's really quite neat. Neat has lost all meaning now. So yeah, I think that's about all I wanted to talk about today. Yeah. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching me talk about nothing for half an hour or so. More to come, hopefully, in about 2 weeks. Maybe more. I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to do more, but I'm gonna commit to twice a month. And I guess I'll see you next time. Bye.